I picked up this brand new FTM-150R ASP dual band radio from Yaesu. We're going to do an unboxing of it today, and we're going to see exactly what it looks like on the screen. We're going to see about the deep menus. Somebody had a question about deep menus in one of the previous videos I recorded about this, and we're going to just check this thing out, look at the back of it, and see if it has some ports on the back. I don't know if it does or not, so let's go. Today's video is sponsored by Mezzi and Poloni Coax. Use the link in the description below and the coupon code of HR2 Cables to save 10% on all of their products. Okay, I got this radio from Gigaparts. They sent this to me. This is a loaner radio, and I might decide to keep it, and if so, I'm going to have to buy it because they don't give away Yaesu radios for free, which is totally fine. But I want to do an unboxing. We're going to hook it up. We're going to put it on the meter today. We're going to see what it does. It's advertised to do 55 watts on VHF and 50 watts on UHF. Really good Yaesu menu, as you would expect to see here. There's that. Typical power cable, microphone bracket. This is the standard Yaesu. This is the same Yaesu microphone that I have on my FTM-300 and FTM-500 radios. Okay, I'm going to grab that out of there. And we'll go around the radio before I hook it up. So it's got this, I can tell right now, it's got this locking slide bracket that the last 2 or 3 versions of Yaesu I bought. So you mount this in your vehicle right here, however you mount it in your vehicle. And then the radio will slide in and out of this bracket so you can easily remove it. Just like that. You just push down on this lever here, slide the bracket out. There you go. There's a top firing speaker right there. It does have this data cable right here. It has a round data cable right there. So while it doesn't have the same port that the FTM-6000 does, that is a data port. That's better than nothing. So I'm going to have to figure out what cable. I'm sure it'll say in the manual what the cable model number is that connects to that. And then we're going to have to maybe do some stuff with it on All-Star or something. I don't know yet. So there's the bottom of the radio. Model is FTM-150. Right, made in Japan. That's always good to see right there. FTM-150R. This has the ASP technology. It's got this, not sure what that is right there. And then this screen looks a lot like, well, the shape of the screen looks a lot like the FTM-500, but it is smaller than that. There we go. Comes off right there. It's got a port for a microphone right there, and it's got a port for a microphone on the side right there. There it is. Okay. Port for the microphone on the side, very important. And no, there is not a remote mounting cable. So it looks like it's just like an Ethernet cable, like a regular old RJ45 on both ends Ethernet cable, so you could probably add that. But microphone on the face of the radio is a big, big win, in my opinion. I know some of you don't agree with me on that. Most of you do, but some of you don't for some reason. Okay, that's fine, but I think that's a really huge win. So let's go back over here to the overhead. And you can see the screen is a pretty decent size. Kind of reminds me of a FTM-100D screen, or perhaps the 891. I don't think it's as big as the 891 screen. Not quite anyway. But it has separate independent, presumably volume and VFO knobs right there. Let's put some power to it and an antenna and see what we see. Okay, we've got this set up here with the Astron power supply. It's my Astron 50 amp power supply. Shout out to them. They sent that to me to use in videos. That's exactly what I'm doing with it. MFJ sent me that meter, the MFJ 849, but of course you can't get that anymore. Intellitron, which is Gigaparts, makes a meter just like this. So I can link that in the description below for anybody who wants it as well. But I've got this all plugged up. Ooh, wow, that screen is bright. Just kind of poking around on the radio screen here. We can see this has S-DX, and that turns on your ASP. So standard, or maybe AS standard there, right there, and that does both bands at the same time. I'm going to take this. I'm probably going to end up keeping this radio. I can tell you right now, I already like it. Okay, so this is your basic monochrome screen with the amber background and the kind of the blocky letters in the foreground. This is nothing special. We've seen this before. It's pretty common or it used to be real common in radios, but in 2024, it's kind of old school. I'll put it like that, okay? So we can turn that on and off, and you see that changes to ASP right there. Okay. There. Now band, there's the 220 band. See, they do a 220 band where you can monitor it, but it's not, you can't transmit on it. Let's do 223.5 and see what happens. It's probably not going to do anything, but I'm going to take this microphone here. TX prohibit. Okay. Would like to see some transmission on that band, guys. Really would. So you'll notice that the left side has bigger fonts than the right side. That's because the left side is selected right now. And the way you switch back and forth between the two is you just tap that button right there. Short press. This is the VFO button. You can see the VFO changing right there. So you short press that to turn it back and forth. This is the volume button. You see the volume changes on the screen. When I adjust that, if I short press that, it becomes the squelch button. You can change the squelch right there, but that's a short press, volume and squelch. Very simple to get to, so good deal. Okay, now we're going to hit band again on that one, 430, 108. Okay, it'll go to FM. Oh, you know what? That's the, okay. That's aircraft receive. A lot of people ask about that in videos I do about various radios. You can see this changed to AM. So now it's AM right there, and it's aircraft receive. I don't know if I can pick up anything right now or not. Okay, I had to turn my antenna switch, which was off, so it's a good thing I didn't key up yet. But all right, so there's the AM band right there. And if I could somehow scan through that, I would show you guys some reception of those signals. I can kind of hear something in the background right now, barely, but not really. Let's just see if we can find something real quick. Okay, you probably can't hear that, but there is someone talking in the background over there. Okay, you get the idea. It's got aircraft receive. That's pretty cool. That's a question I get asked. Like I said, that's a question I get asked very often. Say, does it have airband receive? Yes or no? And most radios I reviewed does not have that, but this one does. Okay, so good. So we'll go to band again. Okay, so it's got 2 meters, 220, 440, and aircraft receive on AM. And of course, you can't key up on that band either. Okay. All right, so long pressing this, make sure. And it's timed out. So you can quickly change the megahertz rather than having to scroll through all the kilohertz right there. You can do that on the microphone as well. It's got the up-down buttons on the top of the microphone there. I know that's not focused right now, but it does have that right there. Standard P1, P2, P3, and P4, ABCD down the left side, mute. You can mute everything. So, in fact, let's go at that. Mute. You can mute it real quick with that microphone, or with that button on the microphone. There we go, right there. So we went to 146, and now we're going to go up to 520, just like that right there. Okay, now watching the meter there. I'm pretty sure it's on high power. That changes from standard or S to ASP. That changes your band. And if you long press that, it's going to give you a scope. That's pretty cool right there. Okay. This is your PMG. I really like this PMG function. I use the PMG function on my FT5 and my FTM-6000. I like it. It works well. You can add simplex and or repeater channels, and if you're traveling, you can add whatever local channels you're listening to. I usually have 146.52, a local repeater, my All-Star node, and maybe one or two others on that, and then you can switch back and forth quickly to those PMG ones. There's nothing in it right now. That's why it's not going there. I can long press that and write that to PMG1, and then I can come back out of it like that. And now I've got this one in PMG1, but program memory group is what that's for. It's just a quick reference to get back to up to 5 different channels that you might want to listen to. VM, of course, is VFO and memory. And if you long press that, it'll write your memory. And then F is usually function. And you see it says back underneath that button right there. So we've got a quick function menu here. And it has memory to VFO, keypad, transmit power, repeater, reverse, repeater, ARS. Transmit power is on high. It's got 3 power settings, high, medium, and low. We're going to stay on high for that right now. And now we're going to go KC5H WB testing. Don't need to hear that right there. I'm surprised it's... Oh, well, this one is supposed to be... It's supposed to be full duplex. So there you go. In fact, you know what? Let's test that. Shall we test that? Let's test that, shall we? Okay, let's turn this volume up here. And let's turn the squelch off there. And I'm going to key up on this side while listening to that side. KC5HWB testing the dual VFO on this radio, KC5HWB. So I was listening to that side of the radio the entire time I was transmitting on that side of the radio. This is a dual VFO full duplex radio, great for you satellite guys. And you can see it was doing about 66 watts on high power. Okay, so let's go back in here, transmit power medium, KC5HWB test. 30 watts on medium power, low power, KC5HWB testing on a new radio. 5.5 watts there. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Now, these guys right here, if you long press this function menu, or this function key rather, you go into the deep menu. And this is reminiscent to me of the FTM-500 kind of does this. Oh, well, there you go. Somebody's answering me. Look at that. Let's change that back here. Yeah, correct. KC5HWB. Thanks for coming back to me.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were looking for coming back. This is Jason there in Grapevine. Yourself?
Roger. Yeah, I just got one of these new Yaesu dual band radios in. I was just kind of testing it, making video and whatnot.
Yeah, nice. I know exactly who you are. You're famous. I'm over here, just so you know. I'm on a base station just north and a little bit west of Love Field Airport. So I don't know where you are, but you're full quieting.
Well, good. So are you. I got just barely some static in there, but I mean 110% copy. I'm just west of DFW Airport in Grapevine. Also got this radio connected to my Edfong antenna, which is about 30 feet in the air right now.
Okay, yeah. I'll if you got your email on QRZ, I'll send you a little video, just videoing it and showing it. I'm on an FTM-500 Diamond X300, about 30 feet or so from the base. I think my elevation here is about 520, 530 feet.
Yeah, well, you're actually down a little bit more than I am. My neighborhood's in a valley surrounded by about 610 feet of elevation, but my neighborhood itself is about 575. So, yeah, this is the new FTM-150 dual band radio from Yaesu. So I hope you guys were able to hear that difference in the receive audio. I don't have a microphone directly next to that, but I know it was picking it up. I could see it in my meter. So let's go. In fact, I want to do it on an open frequency. Let's go over here and go to, let's hold that down, or maybe it's this one. Let's go to 446.0 right there. All right. And that's on ASP right there. If I switch back, you hear that? That's how much of the static it cuts out on just I've got the squelch completely open, and you can't hear that at all. Turn that back off, and you can hear all that noise. So that really limits the noise coming back. LTZ, KC5HWB.
Hey, good afternoon. LTZ over in Irving. I think I might have been a little bit less about your scratch coming in.
Yeah.
I'm over at Irving Mall on 183, headed west.
Makes it sound a little bit robotic when you turn that off, but it's a little bit clearer at the same time. QSL, yeah, a little bit staticky on this side. Not too bad, though, but I heard you shout out, so I just wanted to wave a hand to you. It's clear as a bell. Absolutely clear as a bell. Today's video is sponsored by Mezzi and Poloni coax. I use Mezzi and Poloni coax all throughout my ham shack. This is their HyperFlex 7 right here. Got this really great PL259 end on it. That is a compression fitting on one side. You can save 10% discount on everything Mezzi and Poloni makes at the link in the description below by using coupon code of HR2 Cables. Thank you, M&P, for supporting this channel. All right, so before we so rudely interrupted, no, I'm kidding. Those guys, really big shout out to those guys. Thank you so much for being out there on 6.52 and giving me a signal report, because I really enjoyed being able to make a QSO with this radio and being able to see the receive signal come back to it. The ASP technology is cool, guys. It's pretty cool. I like it, and I hope you do too. So let's check this out. I want to take you through the menu system here real quick, and we're going to go zoom in just a touch right there. So when you long press the function button there, you go into the deep menu, and when you're turning this, it pages down. You can see it go from 12 back to 7, back to the next page up, 7, 12, 15. But if you go this, it goes one at a time. So it's a little bit easier to scroll through there if you're using the paging system. So keypad, LCD dimmer. This is what I turned on at first. I've got the max dim right now. I can go mid or off. You see it gets really bright. And honestly, the camera's not capturing that very well. It's a very bright screen. And I probably would keep mine on max dimness at most times. So you've got contrast, band scope. I should have turned that band scope on when those guys were talking. So we've got, 40-something channels? Okay, so there's a Bluetooth memory. There's a voice memory. You can record conversations. That's great for the satellite folks as well. It's got an SD card in here. Presumably, you can load some memory channels into it. There's a data band and data sheet, so that's for that data port on the back. That's going to be fun to play with in the future. Yeah, I'm going to keep this radio, guys. I'm going to keep this radio. Software version. This radio other. What is that? Oh, maybe that's a clone feature. Maybe you could clone one radio once you got this one all programmed up. I'm going to have to ask John about that. I don't know. Factory reset, 62. Okay, so it's got 62 menus in the manual there. I wonder if it comes with Bluetooth. Let's go in here to the...
See, this cut is the... Sure.
All right, there's the scope. Let's see if that guy comes back. And we can turn ASP, or nope. This button, wrong button. ASP, KC5HWB. You're making it, but I'm at home right now, not on the highway. I want to see what the scope looks like.
And there's a ton of 18-wheelers, some of them with
It's up down. But again, as I was sitting on it, ready to River Bridge, southbound 360, just sitting there with the
flashers on. Guy pulled up to the side, standing there talking to him.
Ha! Well, that's not too far. All right, thanks for the report. Appreciate that. That's actually not too far from me. KC5HWB. So there's your scope right there. And you can, I hope you guys can hear that in the, and it says 10 kilohertz is the scope, so I assume you can probably adjust that somehow. I don't know how you do that, but I could look it up if I cared, but I don't care. Well, there you go. That is a quick run through of this brand new FTM-100R ASP radio. This is cool. I got to admit, this is cool. I know some of you were not excited about this radio because you thought it should have C4 FM or you thought it should have a better display. The display on it's quite large, but it is kind of like, it's just monochrome, amber background, black text, nothing real special. The menu system is good, I think. I'm not complaining with the menu system. I think it's I think you're going to like it. It's easy to navigate. It's got a quick menu system that you can probably get to some of it with the microphone keys as well. I do like the ASP. I think that's going to be a neat feature, and it's got a data port in the back. So we're going to have to check it out and see about adding All-Star to it maybe, or WinLink, adding a DigiRig and trying to do some 2-meter Vara FM WinLink with it, something like that. I don't know. What would you like to see? So here's the question, okay? Do you think this is a radio for you? Do you think it's a radio for you? Why or why not? Put a comment in the description below. Let me know what you think about this one. I'm pretty impressed with it so far, honestly. I really, really like this radio so far. I don't mind that it doesn't have Yaesu System Fusion in. I don't really care about that. I love my FTM 6000. I carry it with me in a man pack most road trips I go on. So this one might actually replace that one because it does a higher output already. And then if it has the digital aspect or the data cable aspect as well, which the FTM 6000 does, I just never hooked anything up with it. So I might put this one in the man pack next. We'll see. Hey, thanks for watching today. Thank you to Matthew and that other station that I did a QSO with. Might add some of his videos as overlays on here. But check out these videos over here because this is what YouTube thinks you want to watch next. 73.